So talk to us a little bit about the difference between a membership and a subscription, but then also how are they similar?
Actually, it's funny. I've done several episodes trying to define this. I think most people, when you hear the word subscription, you think of Amazon Prime, but I would define Amazon Prime as a membership.
Right.
So subscription is usually involving something you're paying for, and that you're getting like shipped to you or delivered. It's like something physically coming to you, whereas membership is typically something like access. The problem is that we say we're subscribed to a membership often, which is where things get confusing. But that is how I would define them. Is a subscription is like you're getting a discount on what you're buying. And the biggest example I'll use is like going to like a movie theater, right? Like a movie theater, and most companies have a loyalty program. So like if you have your phone number registered with them, they'll give you a certain discount off of concessions. You can pay to be a member of the movie club, which gives you 20% off plus a free ticket every month. So you're paying them money in exchange for something, a better discount, an extra ticket, and that is a membership. Whereas sometimes you have like loyalty options, or a subscription would be like, I'm paying to have a box of popcorn shipped to my house every month.
Right. Okay. And not that those definitions matter in the overall success of the program and establishing loyalty and engagement and interacting with your most important customer, but it is important when you maybe are internally thinking about it or planning your programs or thinking about it. What are we dealing with here? Is this a subscription, a subscribe and save? Is this a membership? Is this a loyalty program? Particularly as you go to define it and market it, you've got to be really clear about what it is.
I think it's even more than that. I'd say like it's important to define what you want the outcome to be. So like a great example of this is a loyalty program. A local juice company I've got a loyalty program with them, and every once in a while they'll send me a text. And the goal of that is to try to get me to come back and buy more juices, right? So like, is the goal of the program to get somebody to subscribe to the pet food? Is the goal to get somebody to pay you for access to better content or for a better service? So that's kind of, I think the goal is to start having outcomes in mind of what you're trying to get your customers to do, because that's what's going to start shaping, like regardless of terms, like understanding who you're trying to speak to and what you're trying to get them to do is what's really important.
Thinking through that, I think I can wrap my mind around most of those. For example, loyalty, get 10 juices, 11th one free, whatever it might be. Subscribe and save. I usually think like, oh, if I'll subscribe and save, you'll knock 10, 15% off for me, or like you'll give me something extra, right, in my shipment. Those are different in my subscription. Membership, and I have to scratch my head a little bit, because if I were setting up a membership for either a consumer or a B2B brand, and I think about what the customer wants or what they would value based on what I can provide, how do I price that? How do I think about that?
It's one of those things where if you're just starting out, like if you're building a new business model from scratch, like unless it's 100% membership focused, like it's like a gym membership, it's something to maybe like be a little bit careful of. Like you want to get a little more information on what people are looking for, but gyms are a really great example. Here in Utah, there's a really popular one called Vasa, and they have two membership options. They've got a $10 a month where you pick one location and you can go to that location as much as you want. They've got a $20 a month option where you can go to any location and you have access to a couple other parts of the facility that I've actually never used. Now, I have the $20 one because I'm regularly in different areas or locations and I like dropping into the gym.
Okay.
Now, 95% of the time I go to the same location. But for me, I really value that versatility and being able to go somewhere where it's most convenient to me. Like if I have to drop my kid off early at school, I'm going to go to the gym by her school, not the gym by our house. And so this is the kind of like that whole idea of what I would want everybody to start thinking about is you're typically, a lot of businesses, you're selling one thing or you're selling it one type of way. So even if you're selling e-commerce for an agency, you're selling a product and you sell it through a subscription or one time, or you're selling an agency, you're selling a set of services.
Yeah.
The problem with that is you're giving one offer essentially to everybody. And the goal with any great business is I believe, is to uncover what people will pay more for because it's more valuable to them.